Finally, the fall TV season has arrived, and today we're going to be talking all about CBS's new comedy, Bob Hearts Abishola. So let's review it. Hello everyone, my name is Rachel, and I review everything. I can't even begin to describe to all of you guys how happy I am now that we're officially into the fall. It's just such a wonderful time for me. The weather is cool, it's beautiful outside, and my birthday is in just a few days. But most importantly, all of my favorite shows are back, and I've got a couple of new shows to watch too. So today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on one of the new shows to have come out recently, Bob Hearts Abishola. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that I upload new videos just like this one to the channel every single week, and if you haven't already, I would very much appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. That way you'll never have to miss out on another upload of mine. And now with the self-promotion out of the way, let's jump right into it. So Bob Hearts Abishola tells us the story of Bob, a middle-aged businessman from Detroit, who unexpectedly falls for his nurse Abishola while recovering from a recent heart attack. He soon becomes determined to win her over despite her lack of interest, and the differences in each other's backgrounds, as Abishola is originally from Nigeria. I went into this show really not knowing what to expect at all. I hadn't seen it being advertised until only a few days before its premiere. I totally missed out on the trailer for it, and I didn't really even find out about it until a week or so ago. But somehow it still managed to make its way onto my watch list for this fall, and I am so glad that it did because this first episode was so delightful. It had me grinning from ear to ear the entire way through. In the very beginning, there are some cheap laughs such as fart and pee jokes, for example, which I personally didn't think was the strongest way to start out the first episode of the series. But once those were out of the way, I felt that the comedy picked up very quickly and was really good the rest of the way through. Bob and Abishola's interactions were very sweet, and it really doesn't take long before you're rooting for Bob to win her over. Abishola is a little more serious compared to Bob, who is a little on the silly side, so it's fun to watch him try to charm her with his sense of humor, especially when it actually works. But Abishola was very funny too, just in a different way. She's a very tell it like it is type of person from what we see, so the two characters play off of each other very well, which leads to some really funny moments. But even though we see Abishola being so blunt most of the time, we do get some glimpses of the kindness in her. And you can tell that she's going to end up being quite a sweet but also strong character. We're also introduced to each of their families this episode. We get to see Abishola's son as well as her aunt and uncle, and we see Bob's family, which consists of his mother and two siblings who work with him at his compression sock company. There's lots of bickering going on between Bob and his siblings as well as his mother, which makes for some very cranky comedy that I thought was really enjoyable. And whoever wrote the dialogue for all of them definitely has a sibling or two, that's for sure. Obviously, this was the first episode of this series, so there's only so much that I can say about it right now, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a sweet show, and I think it's going to be really nice to watch Bob and Abishola's relationship progress over time. And it's nice to see another culture being represented in American television. I think this show has a lot of potential, but I am a little worried about it. Networks nowadays give up so easily on their shows, but especially their comedies, so it's really hard for a sitcom to get a proper chance to make it. But I am hoping for the best, and I would definitely recommend that you check this one out, especially if you're a sitcom lover. So have any of you seen Bob Hearts Abishola? If so, definitely be sure to let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments below. And let me know what your all-time favorite sitcom is. I am very curious about that. As always, you can follow me over on Twitter at rr_everything, where I talk about all kinds of shows and movies and also post updates on future videos. But until then, I'm Rachel, and that was my review of Bob Hearts Abishola.